Alright, welcome back to Top Gun 1986. As you see this message stating that a fighter pilot school has been made for top pilots, which is of course called... Yeah, very similar to the intro scene in Blade Runner from 1982, which was also directed by Tony Scott's brother Ridley Scott, as Tony Scott has directed this movie. So at the intro credits, as you see this landing base of the Top Gun school, and of course directed by Tony Scott, who's directed quite a lot of known movies. So on to the movie, we hear the famous Danger Zone song performed by Kenny Loggins. So now that's done, we are now at this Indian Ocean, as you see this submarine with all the Top Gun students doing their work, or Navy SEALs. They're not Top Gun students, but there are Top Gun graduates, as these guys are keeping an eye on the status of those fighter jets. And now this guy here asks where Maverick and Goose are, and we now meet Maverick and Goose. Pete Maverick Mitchell, or Maverick by itself, played by Tom Cruise, and Nick Goose, or Nick Goose Bradshaw, played by Anthony Edwards.
Is this your idea of fun, man?
Tense scene with the jets, and Maverick and Goose are really there to shoot the enemy jet down. But it was just practice, actually. We also meet Cougar, played by John Stockwell, who looks like he's about to die. And it's getting even harder for him to land while he looks at the picture of his wife and son and takes an emergency landing and right on time. So Cougar now walks in to see the commander, played by James Tolkien, and gives up his rank and coughs up his wings just to go see his child. So Cougar walks past Pete and Nick, or Maverick and Goose, thanks Pete Maverick Mitchell, and just walks out. So Pete and Nick now go in and yells at Pete for doing the insane landing, and the commander stands up to stand behind the two. And he's actually shorter than Tom Cruise too, for those of you that make fun of his height even in the year 2025.
You need to be doing it better and cleaner than the other guy. Now, what is it with you? You two characters are going to Top Gun.
Since they are in the Navy, but they are being sent to Top Gun school for better flying practice, or better flying lessons. So the commander here tells these two that they will be sent to Top Gun flying school. And now back to Kenny Loggins. So now at Miramar, California, as you see Pete Maverick Mitchell riding his motorcycle on the runway, just like in Top Gun Maverick, which I will do next. Now back to an indoor presentation with this Lieutenant Commander Jester presenting, played by Michael Ironside. And we pretty much see the entire cast watching this presentation as they are in class. And now we meet the Top Gun Award winner Commander Mike Metcalf, played by Tom Skerritt, and will not come back in Top Gun Maverick. And now an awkward look between Pete Mitchell and Tom Kazansky, played by Val Kilmer, who died a few months ago.
It's going to be much more difficult. We're going to teach you to fly the F-14 right to the edge of the envelope, faster than you've ever flown.
And now Pete wants to know who the best pilot here is, since he's still new here. As Mike Metcalf points it out here at the back, and the winner will have his name planted on this plaque, and will have the choice to teach at Top Gun Flying School as an instructor, in which Tom Cruise will be in Top Gun Maverick in 2022.
Alternates is down in the ladies' room.
So Commander Metcalf likes seeing Pete's confidence as Tom gives his jealous look and leaves it off here. And now at this Navy party with Pete and Nick looking around and spot Tom Kazansky, and his Navy SEAL name is known as the Iceman, or Tom Iceman Kazansky, enjoying himself. And even bumps into this guy, Slider, played by Rick Rossovich. And now the two officially meet, Maverick and Iceman, and Tom knew Cougar in flying school.
Who's the best pilot? No, I think I can figure that one out on my own.
So Iceman tries to, I guess, scare Maverick here, but we end here. And now I'm back to the party. And Maverick now spots a girl, Charlotte Blackwood, played by Kelly McGillis, who is pretty much known for one thing, which is, I guess, quick aging, which has been pretty viral in the last few years. So now he sings to her, and everyone else joins in. Now they speak to each other, and now Charlotte Blackwood now has to go. And now she has to go to the bathroom, and Maverick follows her there. And yes, she is taller than him too, for all you height-obsessed people out there making fun of Tom Cruise being short.
And I'm taller than you.
So Maverick tells her not to make the mistake of going out with the older guy, and now she just dashes out after walking past Nick Goose Bradshaw. So the next day, back at the Top Gun flying school, as we see the lieutenant commander with another lesson with the Top Gun students, as he now introduces the guest lecturer, I guess teacher, call sign Charlie, but it's really...
Hello? We will be dealing with...
So yeah, Charlotte Blackwood from the other night, and her, teaching name is call sign Charlie, and now she notices Pete Maverick Mitchell embarrassed and starts asking him for his knowledge, and now the famous line or the scene.
Classified? I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you.
Lieutenant, I have top secret clearance.
Now some more discussion on Maverick's previous work, which was at the beginning of the movie, which we've all seen. And now class has been dismissed as Charlotte now runs after Maverick and didn't introduce himself properly. But that's her fault, and now the two are now listening and walks past Kazansky again. So back inside the Top Gun school class, as Maverick is now demonstrating here in this assignment, flying around in the fighter jet, and this happens for the next few minutes. And we'll skip that next to the landing base as Maverick converses with this landing base soldier. And now in the locker room, as you see Tom Kazansky again greeting everyone here, and now displays hatred towards Maverick since he does dangerous stunts. As we all know, he doesn't follow the rules. As now the lieutenant commander wants Maverick and Goose to head up to Viper's office, or Commander Mike Metcalf. So Commander Mike Viper Metcalf. There you go. Not too hard to understand. So the two patiently wait outside and now follow the Lieutenant Commander Jester again and the Commander Mike Metcalf. And just like Kazansky in the locker room, as we see Metcalf telling Maverick to obey the rules or else he's out of Top Gun flying school. So that's done, as we see Charlotte again and the Lieutenant Commander taking out Maverick's file and sees the details that he is one of those that does bend the rules around. So now the next scene, Maverick is in his room and walks in Goose and yells at him that he can't afford to blow this after that stunt from earlier at the Navy submarine, which was the beginning of the movie. And it's even harder for Maverick since his dad knows Metcalf from the past. So next morning, back in the classroom, as Maverick is flirting with his teacher, and this is her response.
No.
No?
No. We don't date students.
Crash and burn, huh, Mav? Slider. You stink.
Well played. He now wants her to come closer, and now some results and fun. With another Kenny Loggins song playing as the Top Gun students are out playing volleyball, with another Kenny Loggins song playing made for the Top Gun movie. Just the guys having fun, and Goose is losing bad. Now it's Pete. Maverick has to go now wearing the same jacket as he will be wearing it again in Top Gun Maverick 36 years later. So Maverick rides his bike with the overrated song Take My Breath Away, performed by Berlin, I think that's the name of the band, to meet up with Charlotte Blackwood, or Cosign Charlie, as they have lunch together while listening to Otis Redding, as Maverick now says that his mom used to listen to this song all the time, and that his dad disappeared while on the job and now has to leave.
I'm sorry for being direct.
No apologies. Enjoy being here.
So now back at school, the typical student-teacher discussion. So Maverick and Goose are waiting for Goose's wife out here. And here we see her, Carol Bradshaw, played by Meg Ryan. Overrated 90s actress. We've seen Sleepless in Seattle, or, You've Got Mail. I think she's in that, or even When Harry Met Sally. And we also meet his son, who will appear again as a grown-up in Top Gun Maverick, played by Miles Teller. Again, I will go over that movie next. And now back to class as Metcalf is teaching the students and Charlotte is there too, teaching, and now we learn Maverick's habit of not thinking but doing more.
You don't have time to think up there. If you think, you're dead.
The encounter was a victory, but I think that we've shown it as an example of what not to do. Next.
Gutsiest move I ever saw.
And Maverick walks out since Charlotte became a total bitch at him in class, and now she runs after him again, and even drives after him too, the same car Eddie Murphy used in 48 Hours. So Charlotte wants to talk to Maverick to tell him that his flying was perfect from the records she saw, and couldn't say that in front of the students and Metcalf. I think you understand why.
Maverick, but I can't say that in there. I was afraid that everyone in that tax trailer would see right through you.
So that's done, and back to school as Maverick is with the others. So Iceman, Maverick, and Goose are just flying now until we see something major besides one mistake made by Maverick. And nothing else happened yet as fighter jet students are relaxing in the sauna as the Lieutenant Commander congratulates Maverick on his flying and even that mistake he made by leaving. And even Iceman admits it, leaving Maverick pissed off.
It's not your flying. It's your attitude. The enemy's dangerous. That was stupid. I know better than that.
Now back in his room as Maverick looks at the picture of him as his dad, and now the famous scene with Goose singing the same song in Top Gun Maverick. Rooster in that movie will sing it. Nick, Goose's son, who will grow up to be a Navy SEAL. And will sing this exact same song, remodeled, or I guess redubbed 36 years later to make it sound better. This sounds a little outdated, the way he's singing it.
Take my nerves and you ran on my brain. Think about your love drives a... Oh, what a thrill. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
And back to singing as Maverick and Charlotte go home together, and now for an early morning class as the jets are ready to be flown. Iceman, Maverick, and Goose are the ones doing the flying here, and even Maverick is getting pissed off too. Now a big problem as the jet has lost control, leaving Maverick and Goose to eject their seats, and Goose is somehow dead after they both eject at the same time, and now an emergency crew is here to take the two to a hospital. So as Mike Metcalf walks in to tell Maverick that Goose is dead, as he now gets dropped off home by Charlotte, thinking that's still his fault for Goose dying. So Maverick is now back at home walking in circles as he takes Goose and Navy stuff with him. I mean, last time I checked, Meg Ryan is taller than Tom Cruise. And now at the Navy court-like hearing, where the decision is made that it wasn't Maverick's fault for the death of Goose. And now back to flying class with tears in his eyes as Theo, the computer nerd from Die Hard, here, played by Clarence Gilliard, is here before he even did Die Hard, is asking Maverick about his flying.
Lieutenant Mitchell is restored to flight status without further delay.
Hey, where the hell are you going?
It's not good. It doesn't look good.
Hey, we could have had it, man. I will fire when I am goddamn good and ready.
And the Lieutenant Commander, Mike Metcalf, want Maverick to keep going back to flying up. And even Tom Iceman Kazansky says sorry to Maverick about Goose. If you have seen the new Top Gun Maverick movie from 2022, Val Kilmer can't really speak properly in that movie and tries hard to speak clearly, and does because of something related to his throat, and I think he has throat cancer in real life. That's why his character can speak in that movie as well. Probably got that cancer removed in 2010. And this guy hiding behind the locker is keeping an eye on Maverick and reports it to someone, probably Charlotte or Mike Metcalf. Maybe Lieutenant Commander, no one knows.
I'm sorry about Goose. Everybody liked him.
Yeah, Maverick just quit.
And Charlotte does go to see Maverick to tell him she's got a new job now, somewhere else. And she says goodbye to Pete Mitchell, or Maverick Mitchell, and won't come back. And she won't come back in Top Gun Maverick. I think you all know why. He now goes to Mike Metcalf's house on a Sunday and sees the picture of his dad on his wall.
First, you've acquired enough points to show up tomorrow and graduate with your Top Gun class. Or you can quit.
And the two now walk and talk about Mitchell Sr., Pete, Maverick's dad. So Metcalf here tells Maverick that he has two choices. Come for the graduation tomorrow, or quit, and shakes his hand and leaves. and now drives past his for rent sign, which I'm guessing belonged to that is a co-sign Charlie's house, or Charlotte Blackwood's house, since she moved out for the new job somewhere else. So now we're at the Top Gun school graduation, as these two want to know where Maverick is. And he does show up at the after graduation party and greets everyone and grabs his diploma.
And if you don't, give me a call. I'll fly with you. Sir.
Now back at Maverick and Goose's old work location out at sea, and we see the same Commander Stinger again from the start of the film, instructing the Navy SEALs what to do. And all the Top Gun school graduates are there with Pete Maverick Mitchell here too, and even Iceman Kazansky talking to the commander after class about Maverick not being able to fly properly due to Nick Goose's disappearance or death. And now Maverick walking to his jet, getting ready, and now back to normal as the jets are doing what they have to do.
With regard to Maverick, is he the best?
I know it's on your mind, Kazansky. Just get on it.
Still maneuvering, course 090.
Now Hollywood, the top graduate, gets hit during this sequence as Maverick and Iceman are the only ones left survived. Okay, so Hollywood, I'm not talking about Hollywood, the movie picture company, I'm talking about Hollywood, the Navy SEAL that just died, okay, for all you confused people out there. Now back to Command Center, finding a solution to this as the show must go on with the fighter jet sequence. As Maverick is having his moment about Goose and he can't control the fighter jet, or at least tries to control it. So now a big performance with the Top Gun guys trying to attack the enemy as Maverick's keeping a heavy eye on Iceman, and they did it. And Maverick is winning now, even with the whole Goose killing bothering him too. And just like the middle of the movie, now all of them are ready to land with Pete Maverick. Mitchell flying the same jet he will be flying in Top Gun Maverick, but 2022 remodeled, everything's like modern day, readjusted, or 2020 is readjusted. And everyone here is just cheering for Maverick, and we also see Tim Robbins there, the actor, Shawshank Redemption, and even Iceman here is impressed too.
You can be my wingman anytime. Bullshit. You can be mine.
So Maverick is all done and even throws Goose's chains out into the ocean, and even the commander congratulates him on his work. In the same one that looks like Donald Pleasance from James Bond, if you've seen You Only Live Twice. And Maverick now wants to become a flying instructor for Top Gun school. I think you all know why, because if you've seen Top Gun Maverick, well, there you go. I guess now you know how it all started. And even has his own Top Gun hat and back at the same bar, and guess who's back? And now onto the cast for the movie. I'll just triple the speed for that section, and to make it quicker, that's it. Top Gun 1986, directed by Tony Scott. He didn't direct the new one. He was already dead way before that. But yeah, credits are 5 minutes long, and that's it from here. See you next time in Top Gun Maverick from 2022. Finally doing the modern movies now. I'm slowly going to the 2000s, the 2010s, and the 2020s. But like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Take care. See you soon, and watch away. Check this movie out for all of you that have seen Top Gun Maverick in the movie theaters, like I have.